Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how I designed these two different homecomings going down. One of them is completely connected and the other one is going to be individual letters. And they're duplicated because I designed them and then I go back and I show you how I designed them. I also put these on my profile on Cricut Design Space, so they are available publicly to everybody. And I used a free font, a free Cricut font, so you should have no issues if you just want to go in and use these. But if you want to design your own with your own fonts, I'm going to show you how I did that. That's what my profile picture looks like, so I just wanted to throw that up there so you could be sure that that's me. So I'm in Cricut Design Space, of course, and here are the two that I designed. I want to make it a little bit smaller so you can see the whole homecoming when I type it in, which is going to make the homecoming look really small, but it's the only way I can really do it is to make it smaller. And I'm just trying to move it over there so you can see that I made the letters about an inch, maybe a little over an inch. And then if you look at the top, you can see what the full length is. So, you can always adjust these to whatever size you need them to be. But I want to make sure that you can see the whole thing. I hate that when it does that. Click and get over so I can show the whole thing. So I'm just pulling up the text, and that is, what is it, Agent? I'm sorry, it's very small what I'm looking at, but it's Agent something on Cricut. And that is a free font. So if you just do your Cricut fonts and then click filter free, it'll show you which ones are free. Now I have Cricut Access, so I have a lot more fonts on Cricut, but then I also buy fonts on Creative Fabrica, so I use a lot of fonts. But I wanted to find one that was free and that I thought was cute, that you guys would enjoy using. So all you have to do is, when you're going down like this, is just type in like H and then enter, then O, then enter, and that's going to make it go down like that. Now if you're doing individual letters, you don't have to do it this way. You can go across. You're just going to have to space them out. But I'm going to squeeze them tighter together because I don't want them that far apart. Even if I'm doing individual letters, I'm going to offset them. They don't need to be that far apart. Okay, so you see I'm adjusting the line spacing. When you're going up and down like this with the letters, you want to adjust the line spacing to make them either closer together or farther apart. Now if you were going across, then you would do letter spacing. And then I just duplicated it because, again, I'm going to do two separate ones. So one of them I'm going to do very close together, so when it cuts out, when the offset cuts out, it will cut out all one piece. Now the top part, this part, will cut out individual letters. You could squeeze them together even more to get them to all touch, however you want to design them, but this is going to be a quick tutorial how to do it. Y'all can go from there and then be creative and do whatever you want. You could go in with your text box and do each individual letter and then line them up underneath each other, and then do one, like do the H kind of going to the left and the O going to the right and then the M going to the left. But that would be a lot of work. I have done that in the past. It is a lot of work because you're working with each individual letter, you're trying to line them up, and then you're making one go one direction, one go the other direction. It does turn out very cute, but I don't know that I've even done it since I've been on Cricut. I know I've done it with the Scan and Cut years ago, but like I said, it's a pain. You could save it and then, use it over and over, but that initial one would be a pain to do. So I offset it, and then I want to get rid of that little piece in the middle of the C because it was going to be so small. Some of those cuts will end up just looking like a line or a little tiny cut, and it won't look good. So you just want to go to your contour and just click on that so it will do one solid piece. But those are going to come out into separate pieces. They're going to cut out into individual letters. You see, I don't have it exactly as the other one. The line spacing wasn't exact. Now see, when I offset that one, everything is all touching that black offset. So when it cuts out, it'll cut out in one piece, and you'll have to make sure your mat is long enough to accommodate for however long you make that piece as well. And make sure that you have a long enough piece of cardstock or whatever it is you're using. You can use poster board too if you did not know that. I have used poster board in the past. They do make some pretty poster boards. And I'm making it, trying to match it up with that first one I made. And then if you don't know when you're sizing, oops, I hate when I do that too. When you're sizing them, you can click on the little lock up there where the sizes are. I don't know, I'm sorry, it's so hard to see what I'm doing on the screen because it's so small on the editing app. I apologize, so it's hard for me to see what I'm doing, so it's hard for me to do voiceovers. But I'm doing the best I can. But up there where the size is, if you click the unlock or click on the lock, it'll unlock it and you can adjust just the width or just the height. If you did not know that, if you're new to Cricut Design Space, I know a lot of people know that already, but just in case somebody watching doesn't know that, give you that tip, because we all start somewhere and we only learn from either playing around with it or getting the tip from somebody else. So don't be afraid to share tips that you think other people know, because there's always somebody out there that doesn't know that tip. Here, see, I just clicked unlock, so I can make it shorter, but not, you know, sometimes you want it wider and you don't want to make it skinnier, but you want to make it shorter. So that's how you do that right there. You just want to do that unlock. And I also want you to see what size I'm making these in case you want to duplicate the size. I have not cut this out yet. I just designed this. I'm designing a whole bunch of homecoming stuff, cutouts. Right now, I just felt like doing those the other night. So I did a whole bunch of different homecomings for cutouts. And I made sure that I used free fonts. Now some of the images I put, because some of them I did like sports balls and stuff with it. And some of them you need Cricut access for, but the majority of them are free fonts, free images. So you should be able to access those. I put them all on my profile publicly. So you can use any of those you want. I made a soccer ball one. I made one with footballs. I made one with volleyball, baseball or softball. There was more than that. I can't remember which all. And I'll probably design some more. Like I said, they're going to be on my profile publicly. So you're welcome to use any of those you want or design your own. If you don't like any of them, you don't have to like them, but maybe they'll give you inspiration to do your own. But if you don't have Cricut access, or you don't, want to buy a bunch of fonts from Creative Fabrica, there are some cute free fonts. I just like to use a whole bunch of different fonts, but on these that I'm designing, I really wanted to do some that y'all would have access to and that you could use no matter what. So I will put a bunch of those on there, and you guys are welcome to use those for next homecoming. I wanted to get started early. I'm done with homecoming, but we'll get a bunch of stuff made for next year and see how they turn out. I hope to cut out some, go ahead and cut out some cutouts during the off season. I usually end up just making them all for, customize each one of them for each mom that I make. I try to make some in advance, but I always end up needing some in certain colors and stuff. So I'll use some that I pre-make, but not that many, because I'll try to make them in generic colors like black and white or silver and white and gold and white. And I do some in certain colors, but they don't always get used. I hope that I was showing you what I was doing. I get kind of off when I'm talking. I'm sorry. These are the ones I was talking about that I designed. So almost all of these are going to be free. Oh, paw print. Now, they didn't have a free paw print, so I designed those 2 paw prints too. So I went to a lot of trouble on that one. That one you have to have Cricut access on that one. And I believe that one too because of the heart. That one you have to have access. This one is free. So all the other ones I believe were free, but you're welcome to use any of those that you have access to. And I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and Be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and happy crafting, guys. See you on the next one.